Alright guys, this is Build-A-Thot Workshop. Have you ever went through the problem where your car said low coolant? Let's go over here. Go to my radiator cap and I'm going to look into it. I have I have coolant in here. So I'm not gonna really zoom in on that, but have you ever had a reading on your dash that said you had low coolant? This might be the problem right here. This piece here. I'm gonna show you how to replace that and fix that reading. Okay, so now we're in the vehicle. You guys see I ran it probably yesterday or the day before and it's still stuck at that reading of how hot the vehicle was. And you notice the RPM, that's another video. I'm wait later to tell you about RPM. And you got my gas reading. I have a little bit of gas. I'm doing a gas treatment currently for this vehicle. I'm gonna show another vehicle about that. But as you start the vehicle, you notice the low coolant on. And yep, that's the only light that's on besides the seatbelt dilly. Ain't nothing else on, no check engine light on. But what happened is you'll have this on your dash and right now you're good. You just cut the vehicle on, but after a while it'll arise and you'll overheat. So I'm about to show you how to fix that. Okay, so we're back to the engine. The main parts that you're gonna have to look for is that piece that I showed you earlier. I'm gonna show you that part again. And this is your engine coolant sensor. There you go again. That's what it looks like brand new. It's maybe 15 bucks. Something like that. Brand new shiny. You see the little lines, the little fresh lines. Usually if they're old, they're green or black or something like that. So that's how you can tell if they're old or bad, if they're green, black. Some weird discolored crossings. So we're gonna get over here to this. Okay, so the part that I'm replacing right here is down here. As you guys can see, maybe let me look at it. Okay, so if you can see it, my finger's pointing towards it. The bolt that is above that threading, it is like a green color, rust color. It's all scratched up, maybe from somebody putting it in when it first got put in or whatever. But we're replacing that part. The parts that you need to take off for safety purposes, I would do the battery first. I'll do the black, which would be the negative cable. The actual air system, I'm going to be taking this part off, the air filter off, and then removing, or not removing, but just turning this valve or this hose back towards me a little bit. That way I can get down there to that part. So we're going to get the tools that you need. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver. Here's my flathead. You're going to need something to disconnect your battery. Mine is a size 8, I think, for mine. I don't know what your bolt pattern would be or what size socket you would need, but that's what I need. So we're gonna get to it. Okay, so usually there's gonna be an electrical clamp, something like that. Alright, so what I'm doing to remove that clamp, I'm gonna use my screwdriver again. And I'm gonna stick it under that. and then I'm gonna pull from the sides of the actual harness. I'm gonna see if I can get that. Let's see. I'm wiggling a little bit. Let's see if I can wiggle it.
Did you just say wiggling?
Yep. Ah, there you go. Okay, so after you remove that part, or that clamp, you can actually pull that air filter out. So I'm gonna pull that out now. Be careful of any wires or any components that are loose or could obstruct you from pulling it out. You could damage something, so be careful. Alright, so now I'm going to disconnect my negative cable from my battery. I'm going to use my ratchet set, or okay, so with this wrench you want to disconnect your negative cable from your battery, and you're gonna notice that I laughed a little bit because it's taking me a little time to edit this video, and I'm really over here damn near in tears laughing because of the components that I'm naming off and the tools that I'm using. I don't want nobody to be like, hey, this guy told me the wrong tools to use or the wrong parts or whatever. You know, let's get into it though. So as I use this wrench to disconnect my negative cable to my battery, I'm going to go over here to this hose. I'm going to unscrew it here. I'm going to remove it from this actual component or system of the engine. So here we go. I'm going to remove that. Okay, so with this bigger wrench, this 3/4, we going to go to that part and we're going to unscrew it. Alright, so I already broke the threading to where it's not as tight, so I can just unscrew it. So I'm gonna do that right now. Oh, back again. Okay, look, I'm gonna tell you before you remove this part that will leak coolant. So get you a drip pan or something, that way you can catch that. Get you a towel to where it don't get everywhere, but do that. Okay, so this is the old part. As you guys see, there's not that much red on there. It's like kind of crusty at the part that would be sticking out, a little bit of corrosion, green, rust or whatever, and then the bottom is like all ate up. So we're gonna put the new part in, and just a word of advice: if you have any like extra stuff on the surface, just wipe it away, clear the debris away, whatever you got back there where that used to be. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got our new part. We're gonna put that part in now. Okay, so now I got the new piece in. It is a hassle because some parts you don't have to take off to get to it, but it is restricting. So think about that before you get to taking stuff apart. See what all you have to remove from your engine, because all engines aren't built the same. So just go ahead, put your part back on, get your clamp, put your clamp back on. Okay, so now you want to reconnect your hose, check that entrance, see if there's any gunk in it. If there's gunk in it, anything, whatever, get out of there. Your hose, clean it out. I'm gonna do that right now. Alright, so put your hose back on. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, just for the model of vehicle that I have, I'm gonna reconnect my battery, since all I have to do is reconnect my air filter system. So I'm gonna reconnect my battery now. Alright, put your air filter system back in. Air filter system. Excuse me, y'all, tongue twister. Okay, so put your air filter, air filter. Sorry, y'all, tongue twisters all day. Put your air filter system. I keep saying air fister. Air filter. Say it with me, y'all. Air
Air
filter.
filter.
All right, we're gonna plug that shit back up. If I didn't break it, hold on.
You sound like an English teacher.
All right, that's on there. So now we're gonna go back over, since we plugged everything back up, put everything back on the engine. Everything's all lovely and shit again. We're gonna go over here back to the radiator cap. Get off there. All right. So I'm gonna check it, see if there's anything in there. Nope. I want to kind of put a little bit more in there, cause like I said, when you would have unplugged that sensor, you would have drained a little bit. So go ahead, put you some in there if you need some. All right. So after you completed all that work, you're gonna come back to the car. Hold up, y'all. My bad. Ooh-wee. We're gonna let it run for a little bit because it still might say low coolant for a little bit. So let it run. Let it get up to temp. Let your engine get a little pressure to it, to where it pushes the radiator fluid or the coolant into the overdrip. So let it get pressure to it, y'all. Okay, so after I've ran the vehicle for a little bit, I want to turn my engine back on, or turn the vehicle back on. So you guys see that there's no low coolant light on anymore. Regular temp. There you go. So, like I said, there you go, guys. Easy fix.